Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Appraisal IQ podcast, your go-to podcast for all things real estate. I'm your host, Orlando Masis, and today we have an exciting topic in store for you. What is an appraiser and what does an appraiser do? The real estate market is constantly evolving, and understanding the factors that influence property values is crucial for both home buyers and sellers. So in this episode, we'll dive into some key elements that are shaping the current real estate market. But before we get started, I'd like to remind our listeners to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss any episodes. And also, if you find this content valuable, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. All right, let's jump right in. Appraisers are professionals responsible for determining the value of properties, and people often seek their expertise during the buying, selling, or refinancing process. Here's one of the most common questions people ask appraisers. How do you determine the value of a property? As an appraiser, determining the value of a property is a complex and meticulous process that involves various factors and considerations. The first step is to physically inspect the property. During the inspection, you need to be careful and assess the property's size, layout, condition, and any unique features that could influence its value. The next step is to research and analyze comparable sales. In other words, you want to research recent sales of similar properties in the same or comparable neighborhoods. These comparable sales, often referred to as comps, provide a benchmark for assessing the subject property's value based on recent market transactions. Now, the next step is to conduct a thorough analysis of the local real estate market, taking into account supply and demand dynamics, current trends, and economic indicators that may impact property values in the area. Once you have gathered all the data and you've started working on your report and have entered all the data for your comps, it is time to start working on your adjustments. No two properties are exactly alike, so you'll need to make adjustments to the comparable sales to account for differences in features, size, condition, and other relevant factors. This process ensures a fair and accurate comparison to the subject property. Once you've done this and completed your sales comparison approach, it's time to work on the next approach to value, which is known as the cost approach. For some properties, and in certain cases, such as newly constructed properties, you may also use the cost approach. This involves estimating the cost of rebuilding the property from scratch and factoring in depreciation to arrive at an estimated value. Once done with the cost approach, it's time to complete the income approach. And this is done for income-generating properties such as duplexes, condos, even homes. Now, this approach involves analyzing the property's potential income generation and applying appropriate capitalization rates. Once this is done, the next step is to do more research and data analysis. As appraisers, we rely on comprehensive data from various sources, including public records, multiple listing services, or the MLS, and real estate databases to ensure accuracy and reliability in our appraisal work. One thing you must always consider as an appraiser is to follow compliance and standards. As an appraiser, we must adhere to strict professional standards and guidelines set by the Appraisal Standards Board and the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice. Once we check our reports prior to delivery, we do a comprehensive review of the deliverables or the final report. Once we have gathered and analyzed all relevant data, we prepare a detailed appraisal report that includes our findings, the rationale for the determined value, and any necessary explanations or clarifications. As an appraiser, it is imperative to keep yourself educated about the market and appraisal regulation. As a professional appraiser, you must also continuously update your knowledge and skills through ongoing education to stay current with the latest trends and methodologies in real estate valuation. By combining all of these elements, you can confidently arrive at a well-supported objective value for the property in question. It's essential to remember that an appraiser's goal is to provide an unbiased assessment that helps clients make informed decisions in real estate transactions. Remember, listeners, understanding these factors will empower you to make informed decisions whether you're buying or selling property in your area. Oh, before I forget, here's a quick market update. Per the Mortgage Bankers Association of America, mortgage applications in the U.S. declined 1.8% in the week ended July 21st. First drop in 3 weeks. Applications to refinance of a home loan went down 0.4%. To buy a home fell 2.5%. And mostly because of FHA purchase applications, which contributed to an increase in the overall average purchase loan size of $432,700, highest level since the end of May. So meanwhile, the average contract interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage with conforming loan balances of $726,000 or less wasn't changed at 6.7%. That's all for today's episode of the Appraisal IQ podcast. We hope you found this discussion valuable. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll explore more exciting topics in the world of real estate. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to reach out to us on our website or social media channel. Until next time, this is Orlando Masis, Chief Appraiser at Appraisal IQ, signing off. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.